The Fray is in the house, but Dan Neal, he is in the latest Porsche 911. We've got Valentine's Day gifts with a selfish twist, and we'll show you the art of the close shave. Well, it's all on the wrist. I'm Wendy Bounds. Here's where we're taking you off duty today. Strap your seatbelts on. Whether you like cars or love cars, you're not going to look at cars the same way again. The Wall Street Journal's Dan Neal, he gives us his 360-degree view of the new Porsche 911 Carrera S.
Porsche's approach to the 911 is perfect, rinse, repeat, which is to say, introduce a new 911 and over the years squeeze more and more awesomeness out of it until there's no more to be had, and then start over with a new generation 911. Now this is interesting. Our test car is the first year of a new generation of 911, codenamed the 991 model. Does that mean it's a vastly better car than the generation preceding, the 997, or do we receive it as very much an unoptimized car with lots of room for improvement built in, if you will? Are you buying the latest, greatest, or are you buying a dialed-back, choked-down version of the glorious car that the 991 series Porsche will eventually become in the fullness of time? As for the 2012 911 Carrera S, it is a spectacular car with superb performance. 7 minutes 40 seconds around the Nürburgring, which is 14 seconds faster than the car previously was, and as fast as the previous model Turbo, which is kind of staggering when you think about it. 391 horsepower and a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, 3,300 pounds. I recommend getting the flappy paddles. The car is bigger, with nearly 4 inches more wheelbase, and has a lot more room in the back for the occasional passengers and parcels. The interior is massively updated too, as is the price tag. Porsche has, for all intents, pushed the 911 over the $100,000 bar. Now, there are cheaper cars that are as quick or quicker in a straight line, figure about 4 seconds to 60 with the PDK gearbox, but you can't find a more holistically sorted, livable, and drivable sports car. Perfect, rinse, repeat.
Be sure to tune in every Thursday for Dan Neal's exclusives and all things cars.
Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life. Where did
They won over millions of Americans when their song How to Save a Life aired on Grey's Anatomy, but it took the Fray years to become a success. Our own Lee Hawkins, he has the story.
Your big mainstream smash was when you were able to get the song How to Save a Life on Grey's Anatomy. When you crossed over, you had some success before then, but would you say that was the critical time where you crossed over into the mainstream in a major way?
It's sort of up for debate in the history books of our band, because we'd already sold 1 million records. We'd gone platinum before the Grey's Anatomy thing happened, but it essentially was like the afterburners. Right. And it doubled everything. So our shows went from 7,000 or 8,000 kids to 20,000 kids. Our records went from 1 million to I think 3 or something. And it certainly had a lot to do with it. It's funny though, because it was, in our mind, it was just like every step.
Well, you were living it.
Yeah, exactly.
You built that momentum. You know, exactly. Maybe there's a sort of bittersweetness when you think back and you think, well, hey, man, we were in the game a long time before then, and then all of these people come in and they just discover us. But maybe not.
Yeah, I don't feel exactly like it's a negative thing. Some people, might feel like it's you didn't earn it yourself or whatever. Wow. But essentially what we took it as was, this is a new media, a new form, new model, and we just want people to hear the songs, Yeah. And if they were going to change the song or something, then it would be weird. We've said no to some things, like we've said no to some key soap operas. Yeah. Because it was just a weird affiliation. But to me, it's like models, labels, everything aside, like songs, fan, like let's just get it to them.
Well, hey, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's just no right or wrong way to do it nowadays, and there's no formula anymore. It used to be, your band had to get signed to a label, or as an artist you have to get signed, and then that label controls everything. And it's what I love about now is that I feel like artists are in the place that we're kind of in the driver's seat a bit.
It is the Valentine's Day gift that keeps on giving to you, that is. We've got Alexa Brazilian right here beside us. She has Off Duty's second annual Selfish gift guide. She's going to walk us through it. Hey there, Alexa.
Hello.
So give us the sort of top line of this. What is the goal of these gifts?
So the goal here is obviously you want to get something for that special someone, but it's also something that serves you as well.
Serves you as well, I like that.
Right, and also, you know, it's a nice way to avoid the cliched gifts that, you know, pitfalls people can fall into this time of year. So
no pink carnations?
No pink carnations, no red lingerie.
No Frank Sinatra CD.
Exactly.
Well, that might be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start with you. So you break it down, his and hers. Let's start, since I'm holding this and we want to get to drinking it soon.
Right.
The wine.
So the wine, this is a really cool thing. The Spring Restaurant in Paris, which is an amazing spot, run by a chef from Chicago, Daniel Rose, actually, and it's basically a wine club, and it's about 12 really beautiful French wines.
So this is if you want to get your partner sort of up to speed.
Right, so if you want to have, you know, your boyfriend or your husband know a little bit more about French wine, this is a great way. Also, if you want to consume a little more French wine, this is a good way for you to get it.
Good way for you to get some good wine on
You're
the
getting
table.
yourself a very nice present. So.
All right, jeans. Now, you wouldn't typically think about jeans as being for Valentine's Day.
But let's think about it. You know, really, I think one of the biggest problems men have with fashion is picking good jeans. And these are actually by a great new London company designed by a girl named Chloe Lonsdale, who just wanted to make really cool jeans for her husband and for her guy friends.
They don't have to be too tight, right?
No, not too tight. You know, skinny jeans really don't work on 90% of men. So just like a good sort of Clint Eastwood looking jean is what you're, you know, sort of after.
So these books, what are we looking at here?
So basically, another kind of fun way to get your man into the kitchen, if he's not a cook already, is to get kind of a nice stack of cookbooks written by manly men. This one is Ryan Farr, who's a San Francisco chef, and this is all about meat, which is a favorite dish among men usually, and it also
and a manly
tells you,
cover.
Yeah, totally. Meat.
Knives. We like that.
Right, exactly. Butcher block. And it also tells you how to butcher some of your own meat too, which is kind of fun.
Great. There are also like apps online now for this too.
Yeah, so you can use those too, and exactly.
Now, on the other end of manly, now we're switching over to the ladies.
The ladies. This is beautiful lingerie set by Erez, Parisian lingerie company, and they just make the best. If you've ever worn an Erez bathing suit, it just transforms your body. Same thing with the lingerie, and this is just a really beautiful classic. You know, it's not that kind of racy, cheesy lingerie. It's white, it's gorgeous, it's sort of retro looking.
Right. All right, and when it gets cold, because you're going to be a little chilly walking to the bathroom in that
you can wear this over that.
You get these sweaters. Now, why it's sort of like a big, sort of manly sweater, but it's for women.
This is a little bit of a complicated idea, but we like it because, you know, I don't know if you do, but I steal my boyfriend's sweaters all the time. And, you know, men get really annoyed by that, so why not buy her a sweater that you're going to wear and that you can steal. So these are men's sweaters from Turnbull & Nasser, which is a great tailor on Savile Row. And so buy her some sweaters and then you can steal them from her for a change. Why not, right?
If they're not too tight, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, and oversized sweaters are really beautiful. It's kind of the style now, so they're fun to wear, and you know, he can wear them too.
I think the key is like you sort of package these. You know, you start with the wine, right?
Yes, exactly.
Then you
slowly undress.
Then you get to this.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
Any others you would tick off before we go?
Well, we have a few things. Actually, I'm wearing a really cool stack of pinky rings from this designer, Ariel Gordon. And this idea is just if you're not quite ready to get an engagement ring, but the idea is there, get a pinky ring that might buy you some time and
claim them.
Yeah, exactly, and claim them. It's sort of like, you know, promise ring, but a little bit more modern than that.
Remember when business meetings meant a 3-martini lunch and getting a close shave meant a trip to the barber? Well, thanks to shows like Mad Men, the art of shaving with a straight razor is the hottest grooming trend around. In our next report, we learn how to do it and do it safely.
You may think the act of shaving with a straight razor falls into the category of do not try this at home, but you would be wrong. Israel Leone is here with me. He's from the Art of Shaving in Manhattan, and he's gonna show us and demonstrate how a man can actually do this at home. I mean, is this dangerous?
Not at all. I've been doing it since I was 13.
Tell us at first, how do you prep to get ready to do a straight shave at home?
So in order to actually do it the proper way, you would actually be in the shower. The shower opens up the pores very dramatically, so that way it actually keeps it nice and heated. It makes the blade actually cut through a lot easier. And over here, we mimic the same effect of the shower as by using a hot towel. We'll use a hot towel, we'll leave it on for about 35 to 40 seconds. After that, we'll put a pre-shave oil on, which helps to put a protective barrier between the blade and the skin. So that way when he does the shave at home, he can go up, down, left, and right, and it'll help to prevent irritation. When we're done putting the pre-shave oil on, he'll take his brush, which helps exfoliate the skin, Then we'll use the brush with the lather itself. He'll put in circular motions on the face, which actually helps to move the hair around, so it'll lift up and it'll be more straight out, so it makes it easier for him to shave. He'll put the lather on, shave downwards first is our proper method of doing things. And after we're done shaving downwards, that lowers the hair. So we'll re-lather, shave upwards to actually get a nice close shave, so it kind of completely removes the hair. And after we're done with that, we actually, here, we would do more steps, but at home, you would probably just use a cold towel, a cold water afterwards to clean the face off, close the pores, put some aftershave balm on, and with the aftershave balm, if you have hydrating toner at home, that also helps to hydrate the skin as well.
And if you are using a traditional razor, is the process that you went through in the beginning with the oil and the shaving cream pretty much the same? Is that the technique that most men should be using to achieve the best shave?
Yes, it is. They should actually be doing that if they have a lot of problems with irritation or sensitivity, because the pre-shave oil is going to help to protect the skin.
How often do men need to change the blades on their razors?
Well, typically you're supposed to change your blade every 4 to 5 shaves, but I always tell men, in order to take better care of your face, you should always go by how coarse your hair is, because depending on how rough your hair is, it'll dull out the blade a lot faster than slower. So therefore, if they notice they have to tug when they're doing the shave or apply more pressure, they shouldn't have to, because a razor should be doing all the work for you.
So what if men are used to using an electric razor at home? Is the technique and the steps that you're doing different? Is it a totally different shave than you achieve with a straight razor or traditional razor?
Yes, it is. You actually, with the regular razor, you exfoliate the skin to the deepest format that you can actually exfoliate. Exfoliation with the razor is the only way that you can actually make the skin rejuvenate itself into a better form, because when you use an electric razor, you're gliding over the very top of the hair and you're not actually getting to the root of it. So therefore, it'll never actually feel like a completely clean shave the way it feels with a regular razor. That's why when we tell people to use a razor, they wonder why it is they feel so different or they feel younger. It's because of the fact that they're literally taking years off their face when they shave.
That's it for today's WSJ Off Duty. I hope you'll click to subscribe. Join me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Wendy Bounds. I'll see you back here tomorrow.